You saw the trailer, but you probably missed half of what matters. James Gunn just rebooted Superman, and the clues buried in this trailer? They reveal secret villains, twisted alliances, and a storyline that could rewrite the entire DCU. This isn't just a new Superman, it's a warning shot for what's coming next. We're unpacking the Easter eggs, comic ties, and why this Superman could be the boldest and most debated take we've seen yet. If you want more deep dives like this, hit the like button and subscribe. It seriously helps the channel and keeps these breakdowns coming. Welcome to Screen Scramble. Let's dive in. The DCU's new starting line. James Gunn's Superman isn't just another reboot, it's ground zero for the new DC universe. This is the first theatrical film under the new DCU banner. While Creature Commandos has already premiered and Peacemaker Season 2 is set to release in August, this film is where the cinematic story truly kicks off. Gunn made it clear, we're not chasing formulas. This is about telling one great story at a time. That sets the tone for a franchise that's aiming to be less reactive than the MCU and more deliberate in its storytelling. Even production choices reflect this. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow wrapped filming before The Brave and the Bold even entered pre-production. Why? The Supergirl script was ready, Batman's wasn't. Gunn isn't forcing timelines, he's prioritizing story. And Superman, arguably the most iconic hero in comic book history, is the first true test of this new strategy. This new start isn't just strategic, it's symbolic. Superman represents hope, and by launching the DCU with him, Gunn is saying that hope is what this universe is built on. LUTHORCORP, the early days of evil. If you blinked, you may have missed it. The tower in the skyline says LUTHORCORP, not LexCorp. That detail is intentional and revealing. In the comics, LUTHORCORP was the original company name before Lex rebranded it to reflect his growing ego and ambitions. At this point in the timeline, Lex is still rising. He hasn't become a public villain yet. Nicholas Hoult, who plays Lex Luthor, described his version of the character as brilliant, ruthless, and obsessed with legacy. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, he explained he's trying to form the world into what he believes it should be, and he believes the world needs protecting from Superman. Hoult went on to say, he's trying to outmaneuver everyone around him, and there's something kind of tragic and twisted about that. He thinks he's the hero of this story. That twisted worldview makes him even more dangerous. The film seems to depict Lex in the early stages of his master plan. He's laying traps, manipulating media narratives, and slowly turning the world against Superman. He's not just fighting with gadgets or tech, he's using doubt, fear, and public opinion as his weapons. And if this is the beginning of Lex's empire, we're only scratching the surface. LORDTECH and the privatized Justice Gang. One of the trailer's most interesting clues comes in the form of a tiny logo, LORDTECH, printed on Lois Lane's recorder. This links back to Maxwell Lord, played now by Sean Gunn, who's quietly becoming one of the most powerful figures in this new universe. LORDTECH runs the Justice Gang, a rebranded version of the Justice League. In the comics, Lord ran the PR-heavy Justice League International, using media and manipulation to control superheroes. James Gunn confirmed this connection, stating, Maxwell Lord and his Justice Gang are the DCU's first attempt at turning heroes into corporate assets. In the trailer, we even catch glimpses of their headquarters and branding, hinting that this is less about justice and more about control. Superheroes aren't being supported, they're being monitored. Superman's BORAVIA intervention. The trailer's biggest plot point centers around Superman's intervention in BORAVIA, a fictional country under attack. Civilians are caught in the crossfire. Superman steps in, but instead of being hailed as a savior, he's vilified. We see shots of media backlash, political fallout, and military involvement. This plot draws directly from Superman #1 in 1939, where he invades a corrupt nation to stop injustice. It also echoes The Authority and Kingdom Come, which explore moral ambiguity and heroism. Frank Grillo, who plays Rick Flag Sr., said in an interview, "This story isn't black and white. My character sees Superman as a threat because he acts without permission. It's a storyline that challenges the traditional narrative. Superman did save lives, but he did so outside political channels, and that's a threat to those in power." To explain the shift in tone for Superman, Gunn put it like this: You can't be telling the same good guy, bad guy, giant thing in the sky, good guys win story again. You need to tell stories that are more morally complex. You need to tell stories that don't just pretend to be different genres, but actually are different genres. This film isn't just about Superman saving the day, it's about questioning what the day even looks like. And the scene with the Pentagon viewed from above, that's not just a camera angle, it's how Superman sees the world, and how the world now sees him. Ultraman, Metamorpho, and the Engineer. This trailer doesn't just tease one Superman, it might show two. Ultraman appears, wearing a suit similar to Clark's, but darker, more ominous. In the comics, Ultraman is from Earth 3, a twisted version of Kal-El raised to conquer. James Gunn has kept the details vague, but many fans believe this Ultraman is a clone created by Lex to tarnish Superman's image. Anthony Kerrigan's Metamorpho brings a tragic backstory. In the comics, Rex Mason gains shape-shifting powers, but loses his human form forever. Kerrigan called him a reluctant hero, searching for purpose. Then there's the Engineer, Angela Spissa, a technopath who creates anything using nanotech. Gunn confirmed she's from the Authority, and she'll appear in future DCU projects. None of these characters are here by accident. They represent different aspects of power, corruption, sacrifice, and control. And they all circle Superman's moral compass. Drones, propaganda, and manipulation. The drones hovering in nearly every action shot aren't background decoration, they're surveillance tools, and more than that, they're propaganda machines. Lex Luthor appears to be recording every Superman encounter, editing footage, and distributing twisted narratives through the media. James Gunn told Variety, "The scariest villain isn't the one with the biggest weapon, it's the one who controls the story." In the trailer, civilians flee, buildings fall like dominoes, and Superman is always at the center. But without context, every act of heroism can be framed as destruction. This isn't just a battle of strength, it's a war of optics, and Superman is losing. The Fall of the Fortress. The Fortress of Solitude is supposed to be untouchable, a safe haven for Superman's secrets. Not anymore. We see Lex Luthor, Ultraman, and the Engineer inside the fortress, stealing tech and possibly unlocking the Phantom Zone. Later, Superman is seen taking a brutal beating inside a glass containment cell. Right beside him, Metamorpho, gripping what looks like kryptonite. It's unclear if he's a prisoner or playing a darker role in keeping Superman down. The guards wear LC patches. LUTHORCORP. This isn't a government prison, it's a Luthor facility. Gunn could be adapting the New 52 or Injustice storylines, where governments imprison powered individuals under the guise of protection. Except here, it's privatized, monitored, profitable, and it all started by making Superman the villain. Clark Kent. Grounded. Despite all the battles and politics, the most powerful moments in the trailer come from Kansas. Clark's childhood isn't a flashback for nostalgia, it's the emotional anchor of the film. We see his messy bedroom, a Smallville Giants pennant, his mom cleaning his boots. Gunn said, "I grew up in a trailer. I know what it's like to want more, to believe you can be something bigger, and to have that belief tested." David Cornswet, who plays Superman, echoed that complexity. He explained, "There are almost 3 roles involved in playing Superman. There's the person he is with his parents and the people he grew up with. There's Clark Kent of the Daily Planet, and then there's Superman." He elaborated on Superman's public persona. He's a public-facing character. He's a symbol. There's a presentational element to it because he does want to present an image of calm and authority. While he doesn't always feel that way, he always wants to make other people feel that way as Superman. That's the heart of the Superman. He's not a god. He's a farm boy with a conscience. Even the beard matters. In older comics, Clark shaved with his heat vision, but newer stories let him show wear and age. It humanizes him, and when the people of Metropolis rally around him after a brutal battle, just like in Spider-Man 2, it reminds us that Superman's real strength isn't power, it's perseverance. Look up, the symbolism that defines the story. The movie's tagline, "Look up," appears repeatedly throughout the trailer. At first, it's ironic. Superman is doubted, arrested, distrusted. People look down on him, literally and figuratively. But by the end, they look up in awe, in hope. Lex says he's not a man, he's an it. But the crowd disagrees, and that's the story Gunn wants to tell. Not about a perfect hero, but about a flawed world trying to believe again. Superman rises from the ashes. The camera can't keep up with him. His symbol means something again, and as Gunn put it, it's not about being super, it's about trying. So, is this the Superman we've been waiting for, or is the DCU putting too much on his shoulders? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you love finding the hidden layers behind your favorite movies and TV series, hit the subscribe button. We don't just watch trailers, we break them wide open. And until next time, scrambled out.